Hey guys, welcome back to Life Happens, and we are today here at Quan Oc To, and this is a wonderful place if you're a snails kind of person, or clams, or anything with a hard shell. Their menu is very simple. It's all handwritten and there isn't a lot of choice, but really, you came here for one reason, so you don't really need that choice. They've already ordered everything on the menu. Technically, out of the 9 items, we got 7 because the others were sold out. That goes to show you how popular they are, but the biggest reason is it's actually still pretty early. It's 9 o'clock, and they are actually taking away chairs to close because they've pretty much sold out of everything. So that goes to show you how popular they are, because most places don't close until about 4 o'clock. But, you know, you came here because you want cheap, great food, and this is no exception. The wonderful thing is that with shellfish like this, it's obviously a beer scenario, and I think you'd be happy to know that the beer here, if converted, is about 60 cents. And it's not like a mini bottle or anything, and this is the Saigon special. And you will not believe the price of the actual food here, because if you look at these plates, these are large American style plates, okay? But can anyone guess how much this costs? This is enough for a lot of people, and it's a good thing we have 2 more people coming. But each of these is 50K. So every single plate here is only slightly over $2. So yeah, we ordered everything on the menu for less than $15. Well, a little bit more when you count the drinks, but who's counting, right? But again, this place is kind of in a back alley area, so you're never gonna find it. If I gave you an address, you literally will never ever find it. And this is a family thing, it's a local thing, so I'm not even sure if it's online. I haven't checked yet. I was just shown this place, but by the looks of it, it's probably not online. But to help you guys with the exact location, here it is, guys. Just search this up on Google Maps and you will find exactly where it is, even if you get lost walking around. But traditionally, with a lot of these, normally you get a tiny fork, but you know, some places are family owned and cheaper than that, so what you're gonna eat with is toothpicks. So what you do is you take your vegetables and your mince and everything else that they have in there, your basil, and you eat that with the shellfish, and you dip it in a little bit of fish sauce with some of your own seasoning. I like spicy, so I have a lot of red pepper there. And as always, the Vietnamese people, we always like our salt and pepper and green lemon, because limes don't actually exist here. So when you consider everything, drinks for everyone, like for 4 people, well technically we're gonna have 6 people here, but we already ordered, so. And then 7 entire dishes with gigantic bowls. Yeah, less than $20 for 4 people. And this is an enormous amount of food. But I would like to test this out for you, but let's see how well that works, because I will be doing this one-handed, which, well, it's not going to be pretty. Especially considering I don't have extra plates to put things on. It's just hand, toothpick, and a little bit of patience, because, yeah, that's all I've got right now. I believe, okay, yeah. Okay. I found the toothpicks. And, nope. Okay. Okay, I will succeed with one hand. I will not give up. I will do it. Now let's see which one. Let's try the closest one to me, because Actually, for this one, I don't need a toothpick. That's great. This one, I don't actually need a toothpick. So I'm just gonna dip it straight in. Straight in. Oh, that is so good. I mean, the stuff here can be extremely fresh, and dipping it in there with a hint of spiciness is fantastic. You know what? I'm gonna have one by itself because I just want to see if there's any kind of seasoning on it without the dipping sauce. Okay, they don't really add any seasoning, but everything is like sweet, and I think it might still have a hint of the seawater in there, so it is ever so slightly salty, which is fantastic. Now this is difficult because normally you need two hands for this. Let's see how this goes. I'm just gonna use the table. I'm just gonna use the table and see what happens. Let's see if this is even physically possible. Oh, stabilize it. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so what I did, it was stupid, but it worked. I held the shell in my mouth, but it came out. So, actually, let's dip this one in the salt and pepper. Okay, so with this one right here, it is actually quite tender. Normally you get like more like a cartilage kind of thing, and it's pretty hard and hard to chew, but this is actually quite soft, and it's not overcooked at all. It's not stringy. Let's see. Let's see what this next one. This looks like your traditional little neck, but let's see. Okay, that's kind of like the same story as the other one. Nothing here is overcooked. It doesn't look like everything is made fresh. They don't like heat things up and keep it there for hours at a time waiting to sell it. Well, actually, I don't think they physically can do that because, well, they sell out pretty quickly. I'm assuming whatever they cook gets sold immediately. None of this stuff is sitting in heat. None of this is overcooked. And this may be the most difficult one. Nope. Okay. Okay. That one was difficult because it was really stuck in the shell. And this one has a little cover on it to protect itself. So this is the hard part that protects it from the outside world. And, you take that off, which is not possible with one hand. I'm going to have to bite it off. That one, because it's small, it is a little bit stringier than the others. That's fantastic, but over here, okay. This is a quirky looking one, and a lot of people, well, they don't like it mainly because of the name. They're afraid of it, but it's called a razor clam. But honestly, the shell is not sharp, and this is one of my favorite clams to eat because, well, there's no work. It's a giant piece of meat, and you don't have to do anything to get to it. For the others, you have to put in a lot of work for a small amount of meat. But this one, it tastes very similar to the others, but you don't have to put in any effort at all. Oh, that is fantastic with the spicy fish sauce. Like, to be honest, a lot of this, it'll end up tasting very similar depending on what you dip it in because it kind of picks up the the flavors of whatever you dip it in, because clams are pretty neutral. It's all about the texture, the size, and just trying different things. But quite honestly, they're very similar. Though I'm pretty sure these bad boys are very, very different. These are enormous compared to the others. And I'm gonna use this as a spoon because it is a spoon, right? So I'm just gonna take this and pour some over and just eat from there, because why waste my time otherwise? Man, with peanuts and onions and I'm assuming some kind of oil for drizzle, but yeah, it looks amazing. Like, this is gonna be a big bite. No. Oh. Nope. That didn't work too well. I ended up spilling a lot of it. Mainly the toppings. Oh man. Yeah, that one's definitely a mouthful. But it's really good. It's really, really good. Though, personal opinion, I still prefer the razor clams because the razor clam gives you the size and the ease of eating, but at the same time, it's tender. It's not as chewy as the bigger ones, and it's not as chewy as the tiny ones. Because when they're really big or really tiny, the tiny ones get overcooked, so they become stringy. The big ones are just stringy because they're big. But the razor clams, yeah, those are definitely my favorite. You get the flavor and the texture of the smaller ones, but you get more every time you get some. So, like, seriously, like, this is a lot of food, and I've only had one piece from each bowl. I didn't take some from that bowl, but it looks like the same thing, slightly different flavored. I think I see lemongrass in there, so a bit of a hint of lemongrass flavor. But it looks like the same little neck. But yeah, man, if they can sell out this early, and people are still wanting, and they have to close down early in a no-name street in the back of wherever, where no one can find it, yeah, you know it's good. It has to be. But you know, sometimes you come for the camaraderie, sometimes you come for the drinks, but trust me, you're not leaving poor. You are definitely not leaving poor. Just remember, everyone, Quan Oc To. And yes, I am saying it incorrectly. I have to. This is for our foreign viewers. But yeah, it is fantastic. And you should definitely try it out. It looks seedy. I fully admit that. From the front, it just looks like a back alley place, but as with most things in Vietnam, if it looks like you're about to get mugged, you're probably in the right place. It has to be family owned. It has to be in a really bad location. Well, I wouldn't call it a bad location. It's just not the kind of main street kind of scenario here. But yeah, guys. Compared to some of the prices you pay for other things, these are gigantic bowls of food for $2. And getting 2 beers, let's say total $3.50. And that's if you're not sharing with anyone, that's if you're eating by yourself. But when you're sharing, you can have one of everything. Get really full and hopefully not get really drunk. But, you know, when you don't care about the money because it's so cheap, you could get really drunk, and I do not recommend that. Because again, you're in a back alley. Hey guys, thank you for watching that video, and I really appreciate your all your support and everything. But I just wanted to let you guys, I cannot emphasize enough that a lot of these places, especially the one you just saw at the Snails shop, essentially, it's almost essentially street food, but it may have a name, it may be in someone's house, but you're not gonna find it. Like, this was not something that was online. This was a place that family and friends took me to. So I really, really implore you guys to go out and explore a little bit. Go out the back alleys, talk to people, ask, and explore a little bit, because that's sometimes where you're gonna find the best stuff. And for a lot of you out there, that's where you're gonna find the cheapest stuff as well, because the locals don't really go to places that are super expensive all the time. If they're gonna hang out with their family and friends, it's gonna be affordable. It has to be. And it also has to be good, and it has to have alcohol and everything else that, that we enjoy. So yeah, just open up your horizons a little bit. Like, don't be one of those people who just take like a tour, like some people I know, like, yeah, you can only get so much out of there, and doing a couple of small tours in the past, like, it's never the real thing. It's never the country, it's never the people, it's never the culture. You're not gonna get what you actually came to experience. And a lot of it you just have to do on your own, or make friends and go out with people there. Well, thank you guys for your support, and don't forget to subscribe at the bottom there. I should have videos out at least once every week for you guys in the future. Thanks. Cheers.